What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Goon the North. Today we are,
Damn it.
obviously we got the Run the North awards today. We're super excited about those. We'll have the GOAT award, which goes to whatever Run the North member does the best in our picks. Only I know the winner, but I won't be presenting it. We'll have a special guest presenter, so that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll talk about the Super Bowl, obviously, because that is this Sunday. Maybe talk about the NFL awards a little bit if time allows. And we'll also obviously talk about the seismic change in the NBA that's happened with a certain superstar going to a certain team that nobody likes, but unfortunately probably will have to win a lot of games this year because they've got the guy. But before we do all that, I'm afraid to ask this question after what we've been through. But gentlemen, how we doing?
I'm fine, man. I just want to get this rolling.
Yes, sir. Geek?
Man, I'm all right. I'm how many 15 days into the subathon? I don't remember what outside looks like. I don't remember what away from this desk looks like anymore. It's okay though.
Yeah, man.
We chilling.
Yeah.
Timer's still above 60 hours because I'm never allowed to leave
A
apparently.
lot of time, brother. A lot of
Yeah.
time. That
It's
sucks.
tough. It's tough, but it's great. It's a fun time sometimes.
Yeah.
Jake, number one, how are you doing? Number two, what the fuck is a Christmas tree still doing up in your house in fucking February?
Hey. When I turned my cord yanked my laptop. My bad. Oh, guys. Anyway.
He's real for that, though. That's the February tree now.
So yeah, the Christmas tree
Valentine's
is
tree?
purely laziness.
No, I like the
No,
aesthetic.
Valentine's are gonna suck this year. Here's why. Let me break into that a little bit. It's not a Valentine's tree, okay? I got scammed. All right, listen, okay? Christian dating apps, they exist, right? And of course I'm on one because I'm a good Christian boy. As Miller calls me, I'm the church boy, right? And I met this
Right.
girl, thought she was cute. We're talking, and listen, I don't have that much against Catholicism, but listen, found out she's a Catholic, right? Those two things, I'm a baptism. I'm not a baptism.
I am a baptism. I am a baptism.
Catholicism doesn't really line up with what I believe. I still love them dearly. I still think they're good people. However, I don't want to go to mass, so that's over. Anyway, Valentine's is terrible. I'm lonely and sad, and Valentine's is terrible. That's the better way to put it. Anyway,
No, that's real though.
Christmas tree. Here's the
It's
thing,
okay.
right? If I never take the tree down, then when Christmas comes again, I won't have to do the hassle of putting it back up.
True.
In theory, I'm saving myself time and energy come next Christmas.
Big
And I'm
brain.
doing okay. Yeah. Life is pretty good. Things are going all right. Yeah. But like I said, we'll start out by talking about the seismic change in the NBA that happened this past week. At midnight, I was asleep when this happened. Yes, Geek?
Yeah, I was just gonna shout out the seismic trade. You know, the PJ
Yeah, yeah.
Tucker trade.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I had to. I'm sorry.
yeah.
It was right there.
Wait, Jake.
Hmm?
You're calling this trade seismic. Would you say that it's massive?
I would say that it's massive. Do you know what else is massive, Miller? I think you do.
Pray tell.
If Ninja
Not
got a
working the
low
way it
taper
was
fade,
If
if the Geek Slays got a low taper fade,
But she might have to go over to the Geek Slays on Twitch.com or Twitch.tv
taper fade,
and donate money, and he might have to actually get a low taper fade, and that would be really fucking funny.
Yep. Geek Slays
He'll
gets
still
a
be
low
live
taper
when this
fade.
goes up.
Yeah,
It's true.
undoubtedly. 'Cause
He
it'll
will
be
be.
up in like 2
it's
days.
locked in that he'll be.
Yeah, I can't.
he'll
I
be-
can't finish it
Yep.
that fast. I
Yeah.
keep.
Yeah.
That was more important than the Luka trade. You're right. Making sure that we make a low taper fade joke. I agree.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, Luka Doncic is an LA Laker, and Anthony Davis and Max Christie are Dallas Mavericks. And again, Nico Harrison, their GM, basically just said, "Hey, this guy's fat and he drinks beer, so I don't want him on my team anymore." And there's also a story, not that this is like a reason to trade Luka, but there was a story that came out that one time they like had practice and then they like got Tex-Mex catered, and Luka like filled up a gallon like jug just full of sweet tea and lemonade mixed, and just like was like carrying it around. And Nico Harrison was like, "Okay, that's it. No more sweet tea at our practices," and he banned sweet tea from the Mavs facility. So, um, yeah. And then there was obviously the clip of him taking the beer out of Luka's hand after they made the finals last year, which
Yeah.
was just funny because Luka was just like, "What?
Well,
What the? Like what the fuck? Like where'd my beer go?" Like it, and so yeah, obviously Luka being a Laker, top 3 player in the sport, 25 years old, just took his team to the finals, and they traded him. I cannot believe it. I cannot fathom it. It is the worst trade that I've ever seen in my life. It's probably the worst trade in NBA history. Luka is going to lead the Lakers probably to a championship at some point in his career. It might not be this year, but it's going to happen. Luka will win a ring in Los Angeles, almost undoubtedly. It is just the most boneheaded move, trading a franchise cornerstone who was going to sign his supermax with you. He was going to sign his extension. He was going to be a Dallas Maverick for life had it been his choice. Top 3 player in the world, choosing to be in your city and play for your basketball team. And you said, you know what? No, I'm going to send him to the Lakers to play with LeBron. And obviously Anthony Davis and LeBron get broken up, and Anthony Davis is probably super sad that he has to go play for now a pretty bad Mavs team and doesn't get to play with his best friend anymore. And the whole
yeah.
thing's bad. I just hate it.
And now the
It's
Mavs
the
want
worst
Kevin
trade ever,
Durant.
dude. Yeah, the Mavs want Kevin Durant. They want to win a chip this year, and then they
I don't know.
want to be
Maybe
bad
keep
for the
like
rest
the
of
third best
their
player in
time.
the world on your team. I don't
They're
know.
trying to just get as many like old superstars as possible right now, and then they're just gonna be, oh, he's doing the Windhorse fingers. He's learning. Look at him.
I don't like it.
Riddle me this, Jake man.
Yes, sir.
The Lakers have been
Mhm.
begging for like a new piece, right? This is a team that everybody thinks everybody's going to play for. All of a
Mhm.
sudden, Luka's a Laker when LeBron is finally starting to like I'm not going to say fall off, but like we know LeBron's going to retire within the next 5 or so years.
Yeah, it's
Likely.
wild that
Unless
we can say 5 or so. Most guys at
right.
40 should be done.
The NBA forced this trade to try to get LeBron to catch up to Jordan.
I don't think so.
Agreed.
I
But
think
point being,
no. I think the
Adam
NBA
Silver
tried to
the
pulled
funny
the
force.
funny part about that is that nobody else knew that Luka was even going to be available.
Right. That's so
The
weird to me,
Mavericks
dude.
just said, "Hey, Los Angeles, do you want Luka Doncic?" And Los Angeles said, ah, "Good one." But he said, "No, no, no. I'm not joking, Rob Pelinka, and I'll even take him off your hands for a bag of Doritos."
Yeah,
And
I
Rob
don't.
Pelinka, of course, said yes. Because the Jazz were the third team in the trade. They got players from the trade, and they didn't know Luka was a part of the trade. Nobody told them. They were a part of a 3-team deal, including Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis, and they didn't even know Luka was a part of it. They just got handed Jalen Hood, Shafino, and picks, and they were like, "All right, I'm cool with this." Like, it's the craziest thing that's ever happened. I'm okay. That's it. I'm on the conspiracy train. I'm with Miller. This had to have been the NBA just begging LeBron to win another championship. This is it. Yep. Conspiracy
They
train
want
hopped.
LeBron to catch up to Jordan in terms of titles because they want their narratives and their ratings and their views. It's
Much
all
funnier outcome
coming
would be
together.
trading Luka to the Warriors so Steph catches Jordan
So
instead.
real quick,
That would have been way better.
Grayson exists and thinks we're all auditioning for the new Men in Black movie. That is his current.
I'm not
take.
wearing the color black.
Yeah, but it's the
Neither am I.
glasses.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like,
Jake,
I don't care. I'm
nobody
wearing
can
white
tell
and
what you're
navy.
wearing. It looks like a black shirt.
It's maroon, you dickhead.
Well, I mean, look
I'm
at
not
your
having
own
the color
camera
debate
preview.
here again. I'm not.
No, I just
having
mean look
the-
at your
the color
camera
debate again.
preview. It's
No. Indigo's real. Oh,
you're the one who
God.
said it wasn't last time,
Yeah,
man.
I'm wearing white and navy and orange. I'm not trying to be Men in Black.
Also, my chat keeps crashing out because they forget we're wearing sunglasses, and then they look back over, and we're just here. It's great. Also, Grayson thinks the Mavs are just the Jets of the NBA, so I think we should clown him for that.
Mavs won a title in the past century, so
Yeah.
maybe. And no Jets player has ever been as good for the Jets as Dirk Nowitzki has been, at least in recent years. Well,
Uh,
who's
I
the
mean,
last Jets player
Pharrell
to
Reeves.
be
Revis
at the
Island.
Terrell Revis? Yes.
You said recent
Like,
history.
I
That
think
is the
that's
same
I think
era
that's
as
pretty
Dirk.
substantial.
Yeah, but
Arguably the best corner in NFL history.
who
I
was
think
more
that's pretty
impactful for their
substantial.
team? Dirk Nowitzki, by far.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
but it's
Revis.
different. That's not really
I mean,
comparable.
Revis commanded a defense that took him to 3 straight AFC title games, beating Brady twice.
And
Also
how
fair.
many of those did they win?
Well, blame Mark Sanchez. Blame the
I was going to say
Sanchez.
football's a lot more of a team sport. Basketball,
Okay, yeah,
the
I
Oh yeah,
know.
basketball,
individuality
one
doesn't
player
really
can
matter.
rule the world.
Dirk could take over the Mavs,
Point
and they could win a
being,
bunch of games because of Dirk.
up
The
until
Jets were
this
never going to win
year-
just because of Revis. That's not how this
Ah,
works.
I
up
see.
until this
The Mavs
year-
are just copying the get old ass stars way past their prime and act like they're the prime version of them.
That's not the Jets. That's just bad team management. We see this all the time.
Yeah.
Also, the Jets haven't really done that except for like Rodgers.
Well,
When
Rodgers,
else have the Rodgers? When else have the
this
Jets
whole
done
era, like
That?
basically all they added
Devontae's
were
not
old guys.
washed.
Well, no, but he's
Devontae's
just
not
old,
washed.
which fits
Rodgers
the
is
narrative.
washed.
Technically,
I guess,
Anthony
like,
Davis
Tyron
isn't
Smith,
washed.
Morgan Moses, Tay Adams isn't
Also,
very young at this point.
Since we've been talking about this, Tyron Smith is there too. I guess he's old.
That's what I said.
I didn't hear you say that. I just heard Morgan Moses.
And he didn't
But
say
yeah.
washed. That's true.
The NFL equivalent of this trade, just in case people don't understand the NBA. This is my take. It's Josh Allen for Matthew Stafford. I think.
I
Is
don't
probably
think
the
it's
best comp. Or
quarterback.
Lamar Jackson for Matthew Stafford.
So my take on it is it would be
Justin Jefferson for Mike Evans, maybe something like that.
So it's Justin Jefferson for Mike Evans and a second-round pick because Kwesi found a box of Popeye's biscuits in Justin's locker. That's the equivalent here.
Basically,
You stole
Yeah.
that.
The Popeye's biscuits part, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
You stole
Where
that.
did he
I
get
was
that
there when
from?
you read Elite Takes on
Yeah,
Twitter. I was
Nico.
there when he saw the
But
Oh.
tweet.
Nico said straight up for
Yeah.
Tyreek, which I didn't agree with because Tyreek
Yeah.
is still a higher
I think
level.
I think I was just thinking about it in quarterback terms. It's
Yeah.
definitely Allen.
Quarterback terms
It's
is
a
just
young-
tough.
Quarterback term is a young top 5
dog.
superstar for Matthew Stafford. I think
But-
guy with a ring who's proven to be a winner and proven to be a good vet. Dog.
Yeah.
This is the first time Miller's dogs
is-
have been on
yeah.
the podcast. I
Yeah.
think.
I think so.
This is Axel.
Put him in the quick
Axel
ball.
Rose,
Yeah, he's
Put him in
named
the
after
quick ball.
Axel Rose.
really? Let's go. First lead singer
anyway.
AC/DC ever had.
Anyway, yeah. Any other thoughts on the Luka trade?
Axel, how do you feel about the Luka trade?
Woof.
Hold on.
The silence is
Okay,
deafening.
he doesn't want to go near the mic. Okay, I got you. You're all right. You're all right.
Dude, the Luka trade confuses me. You had mentioned, I don't know if it was on this version of the recording or the previous one, but you had mentioned the Timberwolves and worst trade of all time. I still
was
think
last time.
the Rudy might have been worse, especially with this context. It took like 3 first-round picks and 3 pick swaps to get Rudy, and it took 1 first-round pick to get Luka. I think that just makes the Rudy trade look worse, at least for the team trading for the star. This is the worst trade for a team trading away a star. It's like a slightly different type of thing because that compensation package makes no sense, and not opening it up to anybody else makes no sense. I still think, though, that the Lakers are doing this in hopes that they can find a trade where LeBron will waive his no-trade clause. Because I think they're just like, this is the future is now, basically, and we're not going to win. And even with Luka, like LeBron and Luka will win games, but you're not a championship team because your 2 stars are the same type of player. They both need the ball, and that's not going to work. Because the offense needs to be ran. So unless they like genuinely just split minutes 50-50 and never played together, which actually might be a really good strategy, but it would also be really stupid. I think, I don't know, trading LeBron
We'll
to
get
the
Bronny out there
Warriors
together,
or
bro.
like back to Cleveland. Basically, LA saying, you go get your chance to win another ring, and we get to move on past this era. Let's see how this goes. Or I guess even, I don't know. I don't know who else would really want to. Maybe OKC. Just like, here's a star that knows how to win to teach all the young guys how to do it. I don't know. But I think there's still a world where LeBron's not a Laker in the next, whenever the deadline is. I don't actually know when the deadline is. Could be tonight.
I don't know. Yeah. It's not.
What if the real deadline was the friends we made along the way?
It probably was
True.
because everybody agrees that the Luka trade was bad, except for Nika.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. No. Horrible trade. Horrible trade.
I have a transition.
Oh,
For what?
So De'Aaron Fox went to the Spurs, and him and Wemby both dropped 24 exactly in their first game together.
Well, because De'Aaron Fox is good.
Yeah,
That's just it, man.
I
love
just
De'Aaron
thought that
Fox.
was very cute. That was very cute
Yeah.
of them.
De'Aaron Fox for the Spurs. A lot of moving parts to that. The Bulls are getting Kevin Herter. The Bulls traded Levine to pair up with DeMar again in Sacramento. Yeah. So De'Aaron Fox, I don't know. I think it's good. They have their future point guard in Stephon Castle, but they just got another future point guard
Well,
in
I
De'Aaron
think
Fox.
this makes
So,
Castle the clear two, and then
well,
Fox is
yeah.
more of your like P&R guy with Wemby long term is kind of the
Yeah.
idea. Because like, imagine you're in this scenario as a defender, right? You're in the wing, or at the wing, and you either have to guard this 7'4" freak outside, ready to shoot a three, or you have to go toe to toe with De'Aaron Fox, who's one of the most athletic players in NBA history in the paint. Like those two play off of each other so flawlessly,
Mm.
and I love that pairing so much. And that will be the most intelligent thing I'll say about basketball today. 'Cause
The
I have
West,
nothing else.
the West is loading up with young, really, really good teams. The Spurs are young and going to be really good. They aren't like really good now. They're not like on the Rockets or the Thunder level. But the Thunder, super young. They're the 1 seed in the West. Rockets came out of nowhere. They're the 2 seed in the West. The East doesn't really have that. The Pistons are young and they're getting better because Cade is actually a superstar.
the Magic, I guess, would be the other team because of Paolo.
Yeah, but
and,
they're not. Yeah,
Anthony,
they're
North
still
Carolina
they're
legend.
still young.
but even
The Cavs aren't young. They're really good, but they're not young anymore.
and even
Everybody there is
like
kinda
in the
seasoned.
West, the Lakers now are like extremely young outside of LeBron.
The Warriors are young outside of Curry and Draymond at this point.
The Timberwolves are still young outside of Rudy, basically. And like I know Conley's there, but they literally already have the
West
replacement.
basically just has a bunch of
Yeah.
really good young teams, which is scary because they're probably just going to dominate the NBA in the Western Conference for the next however long.
As the West
The
has for
Celtics-
like 30
Celtics
years.
Celtics and Cavs aren't young, but they're both really good. And we saw last year that being young and good doesn't mean you beat the Celtics because the Mavs
That's
got
true.
destroyed by the Celtics. So
Yeah.
To be
not that
fair,
the Celtics were, not that the Mavs were supposed to be there.
I
But,
think
yeah.
the finals will be harder for the Western Conference teams forever because they actually have to play real difficult basketball to get there. Like you had to go through
Yeah.
3 7-game series to get to the finals, while the Celtics played like a total of 7 games.
It's kind of why I think the Thunder won't win the title this year, is because
Right.
they're so inexperienced and they're just going to get the garbage kicked out of them for 3 series straight, and then have to go play the Cavs or
Yeah.
What, Miller?
I've got another transition for you because something stinky just got announced.
Okay.
Regarding the other big trade,
Which
Oh,
is
really?
Jimmy Butler
Oh, yeah.
getting
Yeah.
traded to the Warriors. He's
Mhm.
wearing the number 10.
Oh.
That's so dumb. Who was 22 on the
Where's
Warriors?
20? One.
Wiggins was 22, right? They just
It's-
traded Wiggins.
That's true. Why wouldn't he wear 22?
Or
That's
20
so dumb.
Didn't he wear 21 in Chicago?
Yeah, 21's what
You
he
could
wore in
wear either of those
Chicago.
two. They traded the guy who wore 22 for him.
Who
and
wears
decided to take number 10. Crazy.
Who wears 20? Does somebody wear 21? No,
For the Warriors, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No one
Let's
important
see
enough to
here.
take it from Jimmy Butler.
Quentin Post.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Jimmy's number.
yeah. No, he could just have one of those.
Hey,
Why is he wearing the number
ain't no
10?
way.
That's fucking disgusting.
He's letting Quentin
He's
Post a
worn
body him out of
21,
his
22,
number.
and 23. 22 and 23 are available, and 21 he could just like
And he's wearing
walk up to
10.
Quentin Post and bark at him, and he'd get it from him.
Mine, yeah. Stinky. Yeah, but Jimmy Butler is a Warrior, and Andrew Wiggins is the member of the Heat. That's fun. Butler, yeah, he complained his way to Miami. Was unhappy there for some reason. Who knows?
I still never understood him going to Miami after like a year before that, saying he would never play in Miami. I never got that. He was like, I hate Miami. I never want to go there. And then
he also originally vetoed a trade for Andrew Wiggins to the Warriors, and then now reconsidered it. Shams went on a show this morning and said, yeah, Jimmy Butler said, I won't go to the Warriors after they already offered Andrew Wiggins for him. And then later today, he was like, actually, I'm going to the Warriors. And then the other trade that happened, it might have been today. I think it was today. The Bucks traded for Kyle Kuzma.
Oh.
Traded away Chris Middleton to the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma to be their new member of that big three as opposed to Middleton.
So they
Middleton
stayed exactly the same, but Kuzma's younger?
Kuzma's younger and maybe a little bit better this year. I don't really know what's going on. He was doing okay in Washington, but Washington's a bad team. But yeah, now Chris Middleton has to go play with Jordan Poole in Washington, while Kuzma gets to join Giannis and Dame and try and take on the East.
Lonzo Ball got an extension.
Lonzo Ball got extended, which makes sense because they don't really know if he's good at basketball because they haven't seen him play a lot of basketball, so they might as well at least try and figure out if he's good.
And at $10 million a year, he's making nothing.
Is. Yeah, I don't know how old Lonzo is. I'm assuming he's probably not. He's not in his 30s yet.
He's 27.
Yeah, so he won't even be 30 by the time this deal's up. So they could even sign him again after this.
What's he doing this year? He's averaging 7, 3, and 3.
Yeah, he's still getting eased back and everything after being horrifically injured and unable to play basketball for years.
Yeah, people thought he was never coming back.
But yeah, again, I want him to get traded to. I want LaMelo to get traded to the Bulls. They can be the. I made the joke before the show and Geek didn't like it, but I'm going to say it again. I want LaMelo to get traded to the Bulls so bad so I can start calling them the Chicago Balls. And just. Yeah, and then LiAngelo does every halftime show at the United Center.
Oh my God.
And
Every
LeVar
halftime show
can be the coach.
And LeVar is the new coach of the Bulls.
No.
Yep.
Stop.
LeVar coaches them. LaMelo and Lonzo play. LiAngelo performs. Chicago is the Ball City.
And then they can never lie again.
They will only lie. That's what Chicago do.
Well, no, because Ball don't lie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they couldn't possibly lie.
Yeah, Ball don't lie.
Don't see how it'd be possible for them to lie. Yep, he's right. But I believe that's all the NBA stuff that's going on. I'm sure there'll be another trade by the time the show's over with the way things have been going. We'll get some notification about.
Geek, you're getting traded.
Hey, we're still negotiating. He's not supposed to know about that.
Who the fuck do you think you're trading me for?
You're
also trading the show.
We traded you and the RTN trademark for Spawn Hour.
Oh.
And no trademark. We're just gonna start a new show with Spawn Hour.
Nice. All right. Sick.
It's just gonna be called. It's just gonna be Run the Northeast or something. And then you have to do Run the North with Theo and Bladen as opposed to us two.
No, I think that would just have Run the North dying, and then I guess me joining Stay Hot. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna go get myself contained so I have a story for the first episode. I'll be back.
You and Bladen Kirk interacting with each other, just the craziest thing ever.
Oh my God, you'd kill him. You'd end up trying to kill him.
You would develop a great relationship with Bladen, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, other sports. I don't know.
I feel like the
Hold
me
on,
and Theo arguments would be something at least. I don't know if legendary is the right
before
word.
we move on, Geek, I have a question for you, and
What's
it
up?
didn't register with me until I got up to wash my hands. What did you say about Axl Rose when I had my
Oh, the
dog? 'Cause I
worst
heard you
lead
say
singer
something.
AC/DC's ever had. He did a single tour with AC/DC
Okay, no, I know
in
what you're
like
talking about now.
2016 or something.
I just wanted to make sure because I don't think you're that dumb, but I was very confused for a split second,
Yeah, no,
and then I
he
was like,
did
"Oh yeah,
one tour with
no,
AC/DC. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now." But I was like, "There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no possible way."
Worst
He
lead
thinks
singer in
Axl Rose of
history.
Guns N' Roses is James Hetfield. There's no possible way.
No, I don't.
Oh
That
man.
was the point.
Oh man.
No, I get
So
it
good.
now. I understand it now. But I was, like I said, I was mildly concerned there for a minute.
That's so good. I love that it just clicked now. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Well, it's because I was distracted because I had my dog, and then I was like, okay, how am I gonna pawn him off on my sister so she can take him upstairs? And then I also had 3 people in the background talking, which, by the way, did that pick up at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, because my mom came in here and was like yelling. Not like out of anger, but she was like hollering for my sister because my sister's birthday's tomorrow. My mom was like, "We have your presents. Do you want them now or tomorrow?" And meanwhile, I'm sitting over here very obviously on camera. Like, there's no way she could be like, "Oh, maybe he's just on his computer. I'm wearing fucking sunglasses." Like, what else would I be doing? You know?
You just got a little high. It's okay. You were stressed out. You smoked a little and then the light hurt.
I think that would stress me out more, dude.
Honestly, yes,
I think
it
I'd be the
would.
type of person that would get really fucking paranoid if I
Yeah.
smoked.
I could see it.
It was a video.
Like,
going
I'd be
around
in the corner, either
yeah.
scared that the cops were gonna come get me, or that like LeBron was gonna come get me for talking shit.
I just end up passing the fuck out. It's great. It's the like one thing that like makes me sleep, but it's also really bad. You ever fall asleep
that?
outside in your
I've
chair, like 2 in the
yeah.
morning, and you like wake up and it's like, oh, what the fuck?
I've done that at a friend's house once, but I wasn't high.
I fell asleep on the
allergies were just
roof of
really
my house
bad.
once in the middle of summer.
Oh,
Woke up, my skin like sticking to the roof because it got hot. It was not good.
no, that doesn't sound
Oh,
pleasant.
yeah.
Don't
There's
do
a video
drugs, kids.
circulating of
That wasn't
a-
even from that. I just fell asleep
Oh.
on the roof.
No, you just
There's
did
a
it
video
for
circulating
whatever.
of a fan courtside in Miami telling the Heat bench about the trade, and it's so funny.
Let's go.
He's just like
Really?
explaining the details, and Kevin Love is just like turning around, like staring at him. He's just like, Jimmy Butler to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, and like the entire Heat bench is just staring at him.
Kevin Love
Anyway.
looking back at him like, you're telling me I actually have to fucking play with Andrew Wiggins? I thought I
Yeah.
avoided it.
Yeah, right. I got away from that the first time. Ugh.
Kevin Love's gonna demand a trade right now. He's like, I can't
W.
do it.
Kevin Love back to
Anyway,
Minnesota for Julius
um,
Randle because I hate that guy.
Real.
Yeah. NHL.
Oh,
Could either of you tell me who the best team in hockey is right now by points?
The,
by
bet you couldn't.
points?
the
Yeah. That's what qualifies
I
you
don't
as a
know.
good hockey team. In
That's
the
weird.
standings, is if you have more points than everybody else.
I have no idea. The Avalanche.
I don't think either of you could. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's
didn't they just
4
trade their best player?
They did not trade. They did not trade their best player.
The internet
They
sure made
traded
it
one
seem
of
like it.
one of their best players,
Ah.
not their best player. The best team in hockey right now, both on the ice and technically in points, is a 40-year-old plus old Alex Ovechkin, dragging the Washington Capitals to being the best team in hockey.
Alex
It's them and the
Ovechkin,
Jets.
the GOAT.
It's them and the Jets. Those are the two. There's a Jets team that's actually good in sports.
Winnipeg.
They're kind of killing it up in Canada. Yeah. Sharks and Wild are both bad, unfortunately. Me and Geek don't have anything to be happy about. Sharks have a bright future. Though.
Don't
I know
worry.
about the
Maybe
Wild.
I will be actually starting to watch hockey after I move, and maybe they will be a good team. Miller lost the quick ball.
You lost
It's
the quick
been
ball.
stolen.
You son of a bitch.
I didn't lose it. My
There's-
sister came in the other day and saw me
She
playing
stole
with
the
it.
quick
She was
ball.
she was like, "Can I use the quick ball?" And I was like, "No, it's important. I
No!
have to keep it." And now suddenly it's
No!
gone. She stole it.
No! Oh, this is tragic.
It's okay.
What's in
It's off
the
his back-
handball?
It's off his back shelf. I saw him pick it up.
Is
I don't
it
know what
some
it was.
sort of Pokemon?
Yes.
is a good
Well,
bet.
I'm out. Jake, you got this.
I don't know anything about Pokemon. I thought you did.
God, no. Is it one
Is
of
it
the
a fire-
Pokemon I had on that list of favorites when we did that the
I
other
don't
day?
think so.
Yeah, no, I got no shot.
Is it a fire type?
No.
Is it an earth
Grayson
type?
said Blastoise.
It's
it
not
a
Big
blast-
Man Blastoise.
Is
No.
it a water type?
Yes, it is a water type.
Is it one of the little floppy little fishes?
It's not a floppy little fish. No.
I mean,
Watch
it
your
a
chat,
turtle?
Geek. I think
it's
Grayson will
obviously
get
not
it.
Squirtle.
Is it a
It's not
turtle?
Squirtle. It's not a turtle.
Is it?
It's very relevant to Twitch.
I don't know what that's a you question, Geek. You're
I
Mr.
got
Twitch. You've been
no
on Twitch for 15 days straight. You don't know what kind of fish.
Piplup.
It's not Piplup.
Is it a
No.
is it a whale?
Relevant
It's not
to
a whale.
Twitch. What does that
Is
even
it a
mean?
dolphin?
It's not a dolphin. No.
Is it any kind of fish?
It's not a fish.
Is it a starfish?
It's not a starfish. No.
Is it what? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I got nothing.
I don't know what else lives in the ocean. Is it a shark?
It's not a shark. No.
I would be okay with
Typhlosion.
you.
Got
It's
the
not
most in common
Typhlosion,
with
no.
Twitch streamers besides Geek.
Grayson's,
I don't know what that means.
Grayson's making a Twitch streamers like little kids joke.
Oh.
Because there was a leak that said in the lore a version of Typhlosion mated with a girl who was like
Ah,
16. It
why?
wasn't real.
Why
That was
are we?
complete bullshit.
Ew.
Oh,
So,
so
long
great.
story short, it was based off like an old Japanese folktale, is what it was. But
Oh.
it's not. It was confirmed to be mistranslated and all sorts of shit. But
Ew.
Grayson's stupid and wouldn't know that.
Damn.
I have no idea. I don't
I'll
know
give you a hint.
Pokemon.
Have either of you ever heard of Twitch Plays Pokemon?
No.
Okay. It's an Ammonite.
Yeah, I have no clue
Snail.
what that is.
Yeah,
So,
I would
okay,
never
So
would
Twitch
never
Plays
have gotten
Pokemon.
that.
Okay. So I thought Geek might because of Twitch. But long story short, Twitch Plays Pokemon was a thing that they did a couple years back where through some sort of coding, people were able to type in a Twitch chat and it would control a game of Pokemon Red. Or I think it was Pokemon Red. It was one of the original Pokemon games. And Ammonite is a Pokemon that you can get from a fossil in that game. And when they got the fossil, the chat and people started like making lore around all the Pokemon. And one of them was Lord Helix because it's the Helix fossil. And that was the thing. I thought maybe you might know that but then again, I forgot you're
Yeah, I
you're
don't
not as
actually
chronically
watch
online.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Like
no,
ever. And when I do, it's
I-
like my friends.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I fell into the trap again of Geek does online, but is not online.
Yeah. True.
But Grayson knows. Grayson knows
dude,
about Lord
I'd
Helix.
pick up on internet lore through like this show and then conversations with other people, and then I have to like Google it. It's great.
Yeah.
And then I decide whether it's
but,
worthy lore. What's
yeah.
next, Jakey boy?
I believe it's time for the big show, boys.
All right.
Run the
so
North Awards.
how
Miller
are
will be
we?
presenting each award because
So-
he insisted upon being the only one to announce,
Yeah, he insisted upon
because
being
he
the
knows
only
the
one allowed
results.
to announce winners.
which I'm okay with because he knows.
So here's the plan, gentlemen.
Okay.
I'm going to announce the award. I'm going to announce the nominees again, give everyone a refresher. I'm going to rattle off the top 3 vote getters. And then once the award is announced, you two will provide your reactions, your commentary, anything of that nature.
I'm gonna boo every award.
Are we ready?
Yes.
So, doing this in no particular order, we're going to start out with something a little positive. We're going to talk about the most improved player of the year.
Sir.
Your nominees were Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers, Scott Matlock of the Los Angeles Chargers, Chase Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals, Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings, Zach Bond of the Philadelphia Eagles, and Nico Collins of the Houston Texans. Now, our first place winner had a whopping 42% of the vote. In third place, with 14.3% of the vote, is Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings. In second place, with 32.1% of the vote, is
wow.
Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers.
No!
And the winner,
Frick!
after being freed from the clutches of New Orleans, Zach Bond of the Philadelphia Eagles is your most improved player.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I
Instant reaction is that I wish it was Bryce Young. However, Zach Bond, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, All-Pro, from that to what he was in New Orleans, which was a nobody, to now being a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Legitimately, he's a candidate. Not even like the NFL's biased against linebackers and he should have been a candidate. He's actually legitimately in consideration. And two, again, an All-Pro, and being like the centerpiece of the league's best, the league's best defense, I would say.
Mhm.
They're up there at the very least. They have in the conversation.
went-
So I don't hate it. Yeah.
I mean,
Zach
He went from
Bond
being
fan
a
over here.
mediocre edge rusher to the second best linebacker in all of football.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bond's valid. I still don't understand how Bryce Young got as many votes as he did, because he spent half of this season being the worst quarterback in football.
But then he wasn't. He improved the most.
I don't know. I don't think that's entirely true. I don't think
a huge jump.
Right. You don't
what this
think the
award is
guy
about.
throwing for 4,000 yards and nearly 40 touchdowns
No.
took
Here
a
he goes
huge
again.
jump? Bryce Young got aura. Now that's true. He does have more aura than
True.
Sam Darnold. I can't.
Can't lie about Sam Darnold could never do the throw a pass, turn and look at the camera as his receiver catches it. He could never throw a ball that was that certain. Never.
I don't know about throwing one that was that certain. He just doesn't have the aura to turn. I love
I'm surprised Bryce Young actually turned. If I was throwing to Tommy Tremble, I would watch the whole time to make sure he caught it.
He was
I wouldn't
so
be like,
confident in Tommy Tremble.
Yeah.
Bro was
Tommy Tremble's
trembling.
bobbling it, but it would have been an all-time clip if it's just him doing this and Tommy Tremble's in the back.
Dude, it would have been the fucking Nick Young missed 3. That's what it would have been.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been so good, but also not so good. That would have ended Bryce's career. There's no coming back.
Probably. Yeah. Dave Canales would have been like, all right, aura points gone. What do I have for you? Traded. Anyway, good. I'm okay with not mad at the first award.
Yeah.
Not mad.
So jumping now to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, to the least improved player of the year award. Your nominees were Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, Kyle Pitts of the Atlanta Falcons, Dontavian Wicks of the Green Bay Packers, L'Jarius Sneed of the Tennessee Titans, Justin Fields of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Caleb Evans of where?
Now he's on the Panthers.
Minnesota.
Of the Carolina Panthers now, okay. And Keyshawn Nixon of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh my God. 4 Packers.
In third place, with 14.3% of the vote, is Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
So those votes were Grayson, Nicole, Miller himself.
People would.
Well,
Miller wouldn't even.
No, I know Miller wouldn't do that.
He knows it's not true.
No, he received a grand total of 4 votes.
Grayson, Nicole, Jarrett,
and
some other Bears.
And one of the other Bears fans that saw my tweet.
Yep.
In second place, with 25% of the vote, 7 total, is Justin Fields of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bears fans.
Yeah, Bears
fans.
fans.
And in first place, with a whopping 35.7% of the vote, is the man with no hands himself, Kyle Pitts of the Atlanta Falcons.
Dude,
submission. Thank you very much.
It's the correct answer, but man,
I'm in.
I don't understand.
He doesn't do anything.
He's
dude.
okay. At least in college, he was so good. His rookie year, he was so good. What the fuck happened?
Arthur Smith broke him permanently. Never gonna recover, I don't think. But yeah, I think Kyle Pitts is the clear answer here. Has not shown any like jump. He's gone the opposite way. You know, he's gone the opposite way. Like he again, like Miller said, his rookie season broke 1,000 yards with ancient Matt Ryan at quarterback. Like things were looking good for old Pitsy the first year, and now he's just kind of mid tier. You know, like all of
I
our
think
teams have better
he's
tight ends than the
below
Falcons.
average at this point.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
I would take all of our teams tight ends over
Yes.
tight end ones over Kyle Pitts.
I
would
might take all of their
probably-
tight end twos. Maybe
You
not
don't want Gerald
Chicago's.
Everett.
Yeah, no.
You don't want Gerald Everett, brother.
No, my brain went to
You do
like
not.
Josh Oliver and
Luke
Musgrave.
Who knows, dude?
Musgrave
I was
probably
like,
better. Brock Wright's probably
I
better.
would take those
Yeah.
two. Yeah.
I would take
I actually don't know if
16
I'd
or
take Brock
17,
Wright.
maybe 18 tight ends
Yeah.
over Kyle Pitts. That's the point.
Currently,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's
No,
also
I might
crazy,
still
like,
take Kyle Pitts just because I know what he could be, and I have
Right.
the I can
Well, what he
fix
could
him
be-
Yeah,
brain.
but what
he
if
could be
you
is
have
Brock
like
Bowers.
1 year? You have 1 year.
1
You
year,
have to
no.
win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I'm not picking him for
Yeah.
one. Like,
No.
if I was just given the pick of like any of those tight ends for a while, then I would change it. But or I would pick Kyle Pitts. Like if I had 5 years, because I could fix him. I think he's just so talented. I think I could fix him.
Because Pitts doesn't even have the blocking ability to be to have longevity as a
Yeah.
tight end in the NFL. You know, like once his speed goes away, like I don't think he'll be capable of anything. Like what else does he do other than cook routes and drop balls? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, are we
I think
ready to
Lisa
move on?
improved is clearly him. I am. Yeah.
All right, so sticking with players who aren't exactly fantastic for their teams, we're moving on to the least valuable player award
There's no
with
way.
4
this isn't-
nominees.
There's no. way this
We
isn't
have
Sean.
Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns, Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, Keyshawn Nixon of the Green Bay Packers, and a late addition that someone forgot to put on their notes that they sent me, so I had to add in myself and probably wasn't announced last week. Mercedes Lewis of the Chicago Bears.
That was not in the nominations.
Yes, it was, because
On
I know
Twitter.
okay, well, I definitely said it, but either way. In third place, with 10% of the vote, was Keyshawn Nixon of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh God, don't.
Yeah.
In
this happen.
second place, our
Don't let
last
this
second
happen.
edition, Mercedes Lewis
Oh,
No.
of
no.
the Chicago
This
Bears
can't
with
be- this can't be right.
17.9%
This
of the
can't
vote.
be right. I swear to
And in
God.
first
He
place,
better be
with
fourth.
a whopping
It's
64.3% of the
You
vote,
can't vote him.
is
over
of
Sean.
course Groper
thank you.
Cleveland himself, Deshaun Watson.
I got worried for a second there.
Jordan
I
Love
got-
got
I got
2 votes,
worried.
both of which I'm convinced are
Grayson
Grayson
and
by
Nicole.
Yeah,
some.
had to be
way.
Grayson. Well, I mean, you could vote
Oh.
multiple times. Nobody
That's
really knew
true.
that, but you could.
So yeah, okay. What else do we have to say? A terrible quarterback who didn't play most of the year.
Forcing
is a
Miles
sexual
Garrett out of
predator.
Cleveland himself.
Yeah.
Has wasted multiple players on the Browns, currently wasted.
Actively destroying the Browns franchise.
Yeah.
Single-handedly. That's enough for least valuable for me, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, remember when he
Uh,
was starting, Jerry Jeudy was still bad. Then the minute he
Driving
was
any
gone,
good-
Jerry Jeudy was
Yeah.
the greatest of all time.
Driving any good player out of the team. Amari Cooper traded, Miles Garrett soon to be traded. I'm sure Nick Chubb would leave if he could. So yeah,
Supposedly, Grayson only voted once.
sure he
Uh
did.
huh.
And he thinks he said Watson. I don't believe that. Because
don't
you're the
know
one
for
who
a second.
nominated Jordan
Nobody
Love.
else would have voted Jordan Love, brother. Nobody. Nope. Lie. Anyway.
All right, if we're ready to move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moving on now to a more positional award. We have the Best Kicker Award, dedicated, of course, to our resident former high school kicker, the Geek Slaves. We only had 3 nominees this year. It was not a great year for
Tight
the
race.
kickers.
Tight race.
Well, because any of
so
the
our
ones that
3
were
nominees-
also good didn't play enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our 3 nominees. I'm just going to list them off in order of their placing, because there's only 3 nominees.
Uh-huh.
In third place, with 3.6% of the vote, 1 vote total, is Cairo Santos of
Yeah.
the Chicago Bears. The fact that he is
Jared
here is
tried.
Thank
crazy.
you, Jared.
Jared
really
tried.
tried. Did his best. We respect the narratives.
In second place, with 28.6% of the vote, is Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys. And your winner, with a whopping 67.9% of the vote, is Chris Boswell of the Pittsburgh Steelers, your Run the North best kicker of 2024 geek.
The
Would you like
only
to say a
correct
few words
answer.
for your boy?
The only correct answer. I have to be a bit of a hater. This is just people going entirely off name value because Aubrey kind of sucked. Like, actually. He was not one of the best kickers. I know knowing kickers is tough, but, like, Boswell was the correct choice. He was by far the best kicker in football this year. Not even kind of close. And he kicks in maybe the hardest stadium in the league to kick in. Pittsburgh's really weird. I don't know what it is, but, like, I don't know if you've noticed it watching Pittsburgh games all the time. The wind in that stadium is really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it, but that stadium sucks. I would not want to kick there. So being by far the most accurate kicker in the league in that stadium is insane. So Boswell is the GOAT currently.
Yeah. Fair. And sticking on the special teams side of the ball, we also have special teams player of the year, which surprisingly none of our kickers were nominated for. But we do have 6 nominees here. I know, but there are other kickers nominated.
I don't know why
Oh,
there were kickers
interesting.
nominated for special teams.
That's why
player
I
of the
say
year.
that.
I don't.
That's funny.
Now, thankfully, neither of them were your winner. Spoiler alert. In fact, they got the least amount of votes out of any of
As they
the
should have.
other
Yep.
nominees. But your nominees were Marvin Mims Jr., the return specialist for the Denver Broncos, Torrey Taylor, the punter for the Chicago Bears, everyone's favorite 4th-round pick, Reggie Gilliam, special teams extraordinaire for the Buffalo Bills, Chad Ryland and Daniel Whelan for whatever teams they kick for. I honestly don't know offhand.
Danny Will was a Packers
And-
punter.
Ryland was the Cardinals, I believe.
Okay. And Josh Blackwell of the Chicago Bears.
Mhm.
In third place, with 17.9% of the vote, was Torrey Taylor, the punter for the Bears. In
Bears
second
fans.
place, with 25% of the vote, unfortunately, was Reggie Gilliam of the Buffalo Bills. My
thank
influence was
goodness.
not strong enough. And your winner, no surprise, was Marvin Mims of the
Yeah.
Denver
Yes,
Broncos.
sir.
Pretty
Marvin Mims
easily
is
the
legit.
best return specialist in the league.
Marvin Mims is also legit in a real wide receiver sense too.
Yeah.
Not only
This
as
is
a return
true.
specialist, he's also starting to break out as a receiver, which is fun.
This is
Marvin Mims
true.
is awesome. Yeah, clearly
just-
the best return man in the NFL this year, punter or kick. So
I think our task for next year is to talk more about actual special teamers, not just kickers and punters and returners. Because, like, I can think of a lot of actual, like, special teamers who need referenced here, and they just didn't
Reggie
at all.
Gilliam.
I mean, yeah, Reggie Gilliam is one of them. You've got, like, the guys who I think were voted to the Pro Bowl, or maybe not, but, like, could have been. You've got Chris Boyd of the Texans, Trent Sherfield. Everyone's DePaula. I don't know where you put long snappers. Do they go in special teams? Do we need to make a long snapper award next year? Is there really a point if DePaula still plays?
Oh, someone's got a big head about their long snapper.
I mean, he's been all pro like 6 years in a row.
It's because it's the only long snapper the voting committee can name.
I don't think that's
Probably
true. They
true.
keep picking somebody
Yeah.
else for second team.
Real.
Do they just draw that name
Yes.
out of a hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be fucking hilarious.
When Hingle McCringleberry gets fucking second team
Hingle
all pro long
McCringleberry.
snapper next year, we'll know. Like they don't care. They're not paying attention.
You know,
These
fair
aren't
enough.
real football players. I'm kidding. That's a lie.
Damn.
They are real football players. But moving on. We will go with
Question.
biggest fall off. Oh, sorry.
Question.
Go ahead.
How many words do we have left so I can tell our guest presenter
3.
when he's needed? Okay.
3.
Tell him to warm up.
Now I will say, can you guys hear my dogs barking in the background?
A little bit.
They
not
they
too
are
bad, though.
yipping and yapping. Okay. The reason I ask is because these nominees for the next award have 0 dog in them. In
Damn.
fact, they fell off the face of the earth this year. This is the award for the biggest fall off. We have Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers once again, Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens, a late addition, Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers, Eddie Jackson of the McDonald's checkout, Marshawn Lattimore of the Washington Commanders, Jake Elliott of the Philadelphia Eagles, Sauce Gardner of the New York Jets, and Kirk Cousins of the Atlanta Falcons. So we actually have some ties here. I'm going to name off. We have 5 guys that received substantial votes. So I'm just going to name them all off. Tied for what would technically be 4th and 5th, but I'm counting them as 3rd for the sake of naming more people, is Kirk Cousins and Jordan Love, each with 2 votes apiece or 7% of the vote. In second place with 4 votes apiece or 14.3% of the vote is Eddie Jackson and Deebo Samuel. And of course, in first place with nearly 43% of the vote, to no one's surprise, is of course Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens, who not only was terrible on the field this year, but is someone I now know I could not trust female family members around.
True.
That, not a great guy.
No. Yeah, I mean, when you go from statistically the greatest kicker of all time to worse than Eddie Pinheiro in a season, I think you've done been cooked.
Respect Eddie Dinero. Okay.
No, well, Pinheiro actually. So no.
No, it's Dinero,
no,
as in Eddie Money. It's
no.
Eddie Dinero.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's his
No,
nickname. That's his nickname.
I don't
Yes,
care
it
about
is.
his
His nickname
nickname.
is Eddie
That's not his
Dinero.
real name.
Okay, well, I'm telling you his nickname because it's cool. I think it sounds funny. I like his nickname.
Players their real names.
Yeah,
You always
but
call
I
them by
don't
some
know
nickname.
why you are, doing this thing where you're trying to tell me, no, his real name is not his real name. Stop it.
That's not what I was saying.
You were correcting me like I was pronouncing his name wrong.
I said respect Eddie Dinero as in like you were
won't.
throwing him under the bus, and I was
he
trying to
deserves
say
to be
he's-
thrown under the bus.
Okay, I was trying to do a funny, and you
No.
took it seriously because you can't read the room.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm autistic.
I'm sorry.
Damn, bro. You ain't have to do me like
It
that,
could be
though.
worse. It could be
Fuck.
worse. You could be Justin Tucker.
True. I'm not that. That's good.
You could be Justin Tucker.
I'm glad I'm not. But yeah, no, Justin Tucker sucks now. I do want to say, I
Yeah.
don't know why Jordan Love keeps being up for any of these awards.
Grayson.
Yeah, but
He's the
Grayson
only one
nominated
I
him
don't
for all
get-
of them.
I don't get the point. Like, I don't understand
Grayson.
why.
It doesn't make any sense because it's Grayson.
I mean, that
He's
makes-
moron.
There's no sense to
He's
it. It's
not
Grayson
intelligent in
trolling
any
Jake.
sense.
It tracks.
Yes.
It
It
tracks.
doesn't make. Yeah.
I want to make it clear, these nominees were not selected by us. They
No.
were sent in by you, the fans.
We took literally anybody who the fans
So anything
gave
you
us.
think is
Yeah.
bad,
Not
blame the
We didn't-
fans.
we
Blame
did not
yourself.
sh-
Blame
not shave
Grayson,
down,
most likely.
Probably.
Yeah, if you're sitting
Well,
here
no,
thinking,
actually,
oh, man,
for like the next
Jordan Love,
award, it
who
wasn't Grayson.
actually isn't that bad of a quarterback, is on all of these bad awards. I wonder why. Grayson.
Yeah. So, building off of what Geek said, our next award is the block of the year. And I will say, thankfully, the 2 blocks that should not have counted and were stupid and ugly and pointless and not what blocks are. I want to make it clear, when we were talking about blocks, we were talking about a man moving another man, not a man blocking a field goal. No one cares about that shit. That's lame as hell. That's not as cool as a well-executed lead block. So our nominees, our real nominees, were Braxton Jones blocking Evan Williams against the Bears against Packers in Week 18. Kari Blasingame of the Eagles blocking Quay Walker and putting him in the dirt on the first drive of the wild card round. Frankie Louvu laying out Jared Goff in the divisional round on the big pick 6. DK Metcalf bullying AJ Terrell. We had Ben Sinnott laying out Deron Bland in Week 12. And then the other 2 nominees, the Chiefs blocking a field goal against the Broncos and the Packers blocking a field goal against the Bears. Spoiler alert, they got the least amount of votes out of everybody. So in
Correct.
third place, we actually have a tie between Frankie Louvu and Kari Blasingame.
Okay.
In second place, They each got 10% of the vote, so 3 votes apiece.
Okay.
In second place, with 21.4% of the vote, was DK Metcalf blocking AJ Terrell.
Block's so
And
funny,
your
dude.
winner for block of the year was, of course, Braxton Jones absolutely obliterating Evan Williams in week 18, putting him in the dirt, making him regret ever stepping on a football field. Rightfully so. Rightfully won.
I'm not saying it was a bad block. It's a good block. I don't like giving an award for best block to a 350-pound man bullying a 190-pound defensive back. I don't know. I think Kari's block better.
Okay, but in the argument with that block was on like a 2-yard run.
Yeah, that's fine.
So people aren't looking at that as impactful.
Yeah, and also,
impactful.
Evan Williams is 200 pounds, pal. So let's.
There's so much difference. But I don't know. I just feel like an offensive lineman bullying a safety isn't like, I don't know. How is that impactful? All he had to do was stand there. Williams wasn't going anywhere.
And he didn't do that. He blew him up and opened up a big lane. I mean, the one I nominated didn't get any votes, and honestly, I'm pretty disappointed in all of you because Ben Sinnott fucking laying out Deron Bland went hard. But I digress. I'm very happy
but his name's
that
Ben.
a Bear is taking it home. Yeah, and he's really fucking good at blocking.
Yeah, but his name's Ben.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Ben Johnson's the best coach in the NFC North. What's your point?
Okay, dude.
I almost just name drop Geek, but I didn't.
Why were you gonna name drop me?
Our final award.
Because you were like, his name's Ben. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, well your name's.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna say it. Anyway.
Our final award and the most important award of the year, the 2024 to 2025 fullback of the year, had only 3 nominees, which is a little heartbreaking. I want to give a quick shout out to Scott Matlock, who absolutely should have been a nominee here. Scott Matlock, in my opinion, was the second best fullback in the league this year, just based off of pure season play. I don't think he's the second best in the league overall, but in terms of just the season they had. The only guy better than him was the guy who ended up winning the award. But before that, third place, DJ Ham, the DEI nominee, got himself 4 votes, 14.3% of the vote.
We get it, Miller. You didn't actually watch him play.
I'm just kidding.
God.
That was good.
In second place was Kyle Juszczyk with 25% of the vote. And then with a whopping 60.7% of the vote was, of course, Pancake Pat Ricard himself.
Let's fucking go.
The man who was a first-team All-Pro. He was a Pro Bowler. He led the way for King Henry all year. Massive year, easily the best fullback in the league in the big 2024. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that. I know Geek is angry at me now.
No, I'm just
I made
sad.
it a little funny. No, listen, CJ Ham's
CJ
great.
Ham, it's
He's
tough
great.
because the numbers won't say anything. But if it's not for him, the Vikings offense isn't that good. He was our best pass blocker, and we lost both of our tackles. His impact was huge, and nobody cared.
It was.
Don't do it. We're not doing it again. Uh-oh. Oh, that actually didn't mess anything up other than I have no idea how to get him on screen.
I don't have
the
glasses.
voice. The ominous voice.
Yeah, you're going to be the voice from the void. I don't know how to put you on the video right now.
That's fine. I don't have my glasses.
Doesn't have his glasses or his blue blazer.
There is
the
one more
final
award,
thing that is getting announced. Jake, take it away.
Yeah, this is obviously the biggest award of the night. Every year, at least last year, we started doing a picks leaderboard where we tracked all of the North's picks. And Geek bought himself a GOAT trophy.
Not true.
He was going to win.
I bought it while Miller was ahead of me in the standings.
For whoever was going to win, and he won, and he knew he just wanted to pay the shipping. So Geek ended up winning last year. Only person on the show right now who knows who won it this year is me. I've employed our good friend Steven here to tell us. So when he announces it, there's no yelling at Jake because Jake did the math. There's yelling at Steven because he announced it. But
I
here
think I'll
we
still
are.
yell at Jake.
Big moment. Yeah, the GOAT trophy will hopefully be getting shipped somewhere else, but that's not for me to tell. So.
All right. Yeah, you guys been waiting all day for me to show up to this podcast to announce this winner. I've got to say the winner is at least one of these three guys.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
All right. Enough joking around. Your winner is my husband, the Geek
God damn it.
Slaves.
You guys just don't know ball, man. It's so tough.
He bought himself a trophy again.
No, it's the same
Throwing all
trophy.
your work
I just
out.
get to keep the goat.
Throwing all your worked out. Let's go.
Miller, you don't get to say you threw all year because you absolutely
yes, I
didn't.
do. Yes,
No,
I did.
because you didn't.
Yes, I did. I did.
Miller did finish in last.
Yeah, I threw all year, baby.
You didn't
I threw
throw.
all
You just
year,
lack
boy.
ball knowledge.
Our final scores, now that it can be told.
All right, I won't air you. I won't air you.
Our final scores, Geek at 184 and 88, me at 174 and 98, and Miller at 173 and 99.
So-
I beat Miller by 1.
Damn.
Okay.
And
Just
it was,
think, if I would have picked my own team in the last week of the season, I would have
Yeah,
tied.
We would have.
the one time he didn't pick the Bears.
Geek,
That's
you didn't
karma.
include the wild card in the playoffs, right? Hopefully not
No,
in your math.
no.
Okay, good.
I
Imagine
don't
you
know. I don't know what would have happened if we included the playoffs.
The
Now I'm
worst part
intrigued.
about doing the math for this was the slow realization that as I got closer to the end, that I didn't have enough wins to catch up to Geek. As I was doing the math, I was like, I need at least 70 wins to catch up to Geek, and I was like, oh fuck. I was
Oh,
like, this
fuck.
isn't good. Like,
Oh.
and yeah, me and Miller just went shot for shot all year. While Geek won.
Throwing worked.
I hate that, dude. You know what's worse though? My sister, who does not watch that much football, beat all of us.
Really?
Yep. Beat all of us. Here, let me find her exact.
I mean,
I
if you just
wasn't
pick
like
your favorite,
top
you probably
30
beat this.
in the running in this pool of people near where I live. So,
Like the entirety of the Western U.S. because there's only like 4 people where
oh,
you live,
okay,
dude.
dude, stop.
Gonna say, dude, yeah.
Stop. Yeah, let me tell you. My sister finished barely ahead of me, but 185 and 87. The best person in this league had 199 correct to only 73 incorrect.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of me thought of just telling Steven that I won, because I figured neither of you would bother checking the math, so I just figured
I
I would.
definitely wouldn't have. I do
I
not
could-
care about this.
I just
at
figured
all.
I
I'm not
could
gonna
lie.
front.
I could lie.
I cared way more
Um,
about the voting for the other awards. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah. I'm
We
not
should've had
going
a
to
Rose Bowl
accept you
MVP
saying
voting
you
award.
threw, though. I don't accept
I mean, I
that.
did, but it's not because I
Geek-
wanted
Geek,
you
do
to
you
have.
have,
the
No,
votes,
you
Uh,
because I
weren't
didn't have to-
you
No.
weren't trying to have the worst record prediction. You just did the same thing as me and Jake and picked your team all the time. They just suck.
No, I was trying my best not to win because the hassle of having to get that in the mail and then inevitably mail it back out just seemed like it wasn't worth it. So
All
my
right.
goal is to place in second every year, so I'd never have to hold the trophy and then mail it to someone else.
I don't know. Next year my goal is to get 200 games right. That's the goal.
I'll get 199 if you get 200.
Let's go. Let's go.
Next year, yeah. If Geeks three-peats, then
Might have to
the
call me the
trophy
greatest.
there- Well, you can't call it a three-peat. Pat Riley owns that.
No, we
actually. He's
can't.
gonna
True.
sue
Fuck
us now.
that.
Sorry.
No, we
My bad.
can't.
No, I know. Actually, we just
He's
said
gonna
it.
sue
Jake, you
us.
have to pay Pat Riley now.
I can't do that. I can't pay Pat Riley. I can't pay myself. Why would I pay
True.
Pat Riley?
True.
Anyway, That's the Run the North Awards, everybody. Yippee!
Ugh.
Yippee!
Yippee!
job.
I made it on the podcast.
All right,
Yes,
now leave.
sir.
Never return.
Bye.
God damn. Bye, Steven.
Sorry,
Love you,
Steven.
Steven. Anyway,
I thought you guys
That's
had
prob-
beef. You love them now? What happened to the beef?
I don't know.
Oh God, he
I-
felt so bad about that.
somebody
man.
somebody one upped him the night of
Yeah,
that.
dude.
So I just immediately forgot about Steven. Also, I care a lot more about Steven than I do about Twitter person. So
Steven felt so bad.
Another trade.
Oh,
Steven also felt remorse. Yeah. not
LeBron
anything
to the
big, I'm sure.
Warriors for Steph.
No. Hold on, let me find it.
LeBron to the Mavericks.
Also, Bilal Coulibaly dropped the triple double today.
Ooh.
for the
Oh,
Wizards.
we forgot about the Kuzma Chris Middleton.
No, we brought
I
that up.
mentioned that
You
while
walked
you
away.
were
Oh, we did. Okay.
away.
But the reason I bring it up is because it was announced 10 minutes ago that the Knicks are also sending Jericho Sims to the Bucks as part of that trade.
Oh,
Earth shattering. Truly.
very.
But yeah. No, that I mean, unironically, that might be the last time we do ever see Steven and I run the North. Who knows?
Who knows?
Holy shit, Wemby and De'Aaron Fox both had a double-double. That's crazy.
This offseason, are
But,
we going to go the Miller football route and try to do a team preview episode for every team?
I know what we're doing this
No.
offseason. Because what we did
No.
last season,
No.
Geek got bored last season real fast. The last offseason was like the clip of Geek saying, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about the next however many
Dude,
episodes of the show.
It's
Geek
true.
got so
The
bored of what
minute
we
the
were doing
Super
last
Bowl ends,
offseason.
I
So-
no longer care until.
Because here's the problem, right? Is that we can't just do an episode about the NBA because
No.
that one will just sit there in Millennium Falcon the whole time, and it's weird that he does that.
and then we
I
can't do like when
talk
summer
while he
comes
does
around,
that.
we can't go all on baseball because again,
Because that guy will
that
Millennium
one.
Falcon.
Nope, that one.
There's
You
always
guys-
gotta
hey,
be
hey,
something. Hey,
You guys are the
listen.
ones who wanted to start a podcast with me. You don't get to
Hey,
complain.
man, I just
when
wish
I
you'd
don't
watch
follow your
sports.
other sports.
I just wish you'd watch
I just-
sports.
See,
I
I don't
know,
watch
here's the
basketball
thing.
because I'll be too busy watching film for college, and then I don't watch baseball because I don't
But then we don't
care
have
about
anything to
baseball.
talk about on the show. Everything about that.
Yeah, apparently we're just only going to talk about prospects again. I don't know how we do this.
That's great. I'm all
Ugh.
for it.
Let's just.
I don't know.
let's just do
I
what we
might
did
never
last-
get to start
Hey,
scouting,
Let's
guys.
just, let's
I
just do
don't-
what we did last year and just do a mock draft every week.
Deal.
It's simple.
Yeah, I am
Uh,
all
simple.
for
The
that.
I
issue
would
is
do a
I'm going to
mock
have
draft every
no
week.
clue what's going on because I'm never going to get to start scouting.
I've already started scouting.
I
It's dumb
know.
to think
I
that
don't
you
start
can't
until
start.
after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How am
I
I supposed to scout while live on Twitch? I can't show the film on my stream, and I'll just
I've
be
been
sitting there in
scouting
silence.
A certain player who might get his
I get
name
it.
called
You've
first.
started, but you are not currently in your on stream for the next year.
I've
You know,
started
he is in a
scouting.
bit of a unique situation. I do feel.
Yeah, I'm on the J Pow train as far as the first overall pick. That's all I'll say. If you know, you know.
I've seen a
don't.
little bit of Abdul Carter.
Oh,
Abdul
I'm
Carter, first
excited
overall
to
of the
watch
Titans.
more
He's
Abdul
aight.
He
Carter.
is so fucking good, dude.
he's aight.
Like
Penn State
I
legend.
watched him live. Was it the first game of the season when they played WVU
West
and he
Virginia.
went
Yeah.
like off? I
Mhm.
watched that game live and
Yeah,
it
he's a
blew me
machine,
away. If
dude.
he was anything like that the rest of the year, I'll probably be
Better.
in the same boat.
Better. But yeah,
Where
and also J Pow. Just this is an interesting thing about Travis Hunter. He said that unless you have a legitimate plan to use him both ways, he should fall because he's not that special at
I don't know if
Not
I agree
special
with
enough
that,
at
but
receiver or corner individually to be taken that high. You have to have a plan for him to do both because that's what makes him special.
that's also
essentially, is the
fair.
take. But
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know why you'd draft him if you
Um,
didn't want him to try to do both. Like, I don't know what the point would be. He's a
yeah,
unicorn.
'cause
If you're
couldn't
not
you
going to
just, like,
use the unicorn
Has
skill
anybody
set,
ever
don't
done
draft him.
both at that high of a rate in the NFL ever.
Nobody's
Like
ever
at the rate that
tried.
he would do both. Somebody, I mean,
No.
I mean, like Marcus Jones does both, but like I don't think anybody's ever done it at the rate that he's does.
Right. Nobody's
trying to
tried
think.
because I also
He-
don't think anybody's ever been as skilled at both.
Well, true.
Go ahead.
No, actually, I was wrong because he's actually not that great of a defensive tackle. I was going to bring up Scott Matlock,
Oh,
but he's a pretty mediocre D tackle.
No, but like coming
I
into
mean-
the draft, even if you say, he's not a top 5 pick worthy guy, if you're just making him do one, he's a first round pick corner and a first round pick receiver.
Yeah.
The only other guy in the history of football who might have been that, it's like, what, Charles Woodson?
yep.
I think, again, I haven't watched anybody, so I'm just throwing out names that I know. I'm not literally saying I think this guy is
Yeah.
the best receiver and this guy is the best corner. But I think what Jackson's more saying with that is like, if you just want him to do one, just draft a Will Johnson or
Yeah.
draft a Tet McMillan,
Valid.
as opposed to
With the burden.
being
yep.
like whoever. Like I said, I
Yeah.
just
No, if you,
throwing out
but
the
it's,
first name I
I
thought of.
totally understand that thought process. And I do think, like, if you're not going to try to use him for the thing that makes him the unicorn, don't waste your time.
yeah.
Let somebody who is willing to get the most out of that skill set get a hold of him. Because I think teams have to look at this not just from a what he can do on the field perspective. A lot of teams are going to look at this from the, if he ends up being good at both, you get the NFL's version of Shohei Ohtani. Going to be super marketable, able to do tons of things with, like, teams are going to
Yeah.
want Travis Hunter, and I don't want him to end up on a team where they go, you're just a wide receiver. Now,
I think it would
after
be
his rookie
really
year,
funny if they did.
he might suck at one or the other, and they just move him, but that's fine. But you have to at least try. You got to see what happens. Now, I don't think he's ever going to be like wide receiver 1 and corner 1 on a team. There's just no
Yeah.
world where that's possible. But like, he can get
Dude.
real snaps on both sides of the ball, and I think that's super sick. And I want to see a guy try.
Anthony Edwards had a legendary night tonight.
Oh no.
40 points tonight, and then after the game said this: "If this in reference to the Lakers and Mavs game later in the season, he said, if we're not playing, I'm buying front row tickets to that bitch.
Real.
He wants to see Luka play the Mavs again.
Well, so what does he
Yeah.
mean if we're not playing? Does he
Well,
not know the date in
Lakers,
which...
Timberwolves. He probably doesn't know what days he
He
plays.
does not know what days he plays.
No. He
Anthony
doesn't know,
Edwards shows
so-
up to the arena for practice, and they go, "Hey, we're ready for the game." And he goes, "Yeah."
All right. And then he comes
Yeah, I'm
out and
ready for the
drops
game.
49 and 8 just for funsies.
And then he comes
Honestly,
out and he's like,
respect
"I
it.
wonder." He's in the tunnel, like, "Man, I wonder who we're playing today."
Yeah, dude.
He walks out.
He
and he's
walks
like,
out and it's
Surprise
the
every
Bulls, and he
time.
goes.
the Wizards. Let's
He walked out and
go!"
was like, the Bulls, let's go. Wow.
"Oh boy, Josh Giddey guarding
What?
me."
The Bulls are a team of all time.
Why? Is this about Buzelis having like a perfect basketball game?
No, it's so weird to
That
see
was
Kobe
yesterday.
White listed as a starting small forward.
Yeah, Billy
That's
Donovan's
not
still
what
the
he
Bulls
does.
coach, right?
That's
Yeah.
not
No, he
what he
isn't.
does at all. They needed to
No,
get
he's
Ayo
not.
the Sumu the starting minutes, I guess.
So that's just Billy Donovan doing his bullshit.
Ayo
three
Sumu had
guard
more
thing.
minutes than Kobe White.
Yeah, free Kobe White, dude. Free
Hmm.
Kobe White.
True.
Send him to San Antonio.
Send him to Minnesota. We'll give you Mike Conley.
No. Don't
They
send him
don't
to
need
fucking-
another guard in San Antonio. They don't.
Right.
I
another
need my
guard.
boy. I need my boy.
I don't care.
All right,
Take
Kobe
the Aaron
White for-
Fox. I want Kobe White.
Kobe White for Stephon Castle.
Ooh,
Deal. Deal.
you're insane.
Crazy.
Boys, we made it
biased.
under 60 hours. It won't last.
Quick,
but
someone give him money. Someone give him money.
Somebody
Someone
buy
give him money.
something Quick.
I don't know
Somebody
about
redeem
that. The
1,000
last time
bits
that
and play a
happened.
Copyrighted song.
If I wasn't broke, I'd give you money.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Me too.
I can give
Um,
you an empty can of Dr. Pepper. Does that raise your time?
No, thank you. I don't.
Put 1 second on the
Like
timer for that.
soda.
Put 1 second.
Yeah, can we get 1 second on the timer? Please.
I have an empty
Please.
Monster can. That's 2 seconds.
Yeah, can we
No,
get 2 seconds?
No,
on
the
Water,
timer?
combination the combination is one. Why
have
do you
an
have
empty
so many?
solo cup.
Jake, clean your fucking apartment.
I was gonna say this is
What
what
the
I just
fuck?
finished like 5 minutes ago and haven't had a chance to get up and throw away yet, dog. If you have multiple bottles on your desk, that is
Finished.
a problem.
Finished.
Okay,
on,
that's not
finished
fair. I
before the
currently
episode.
have two.
Oh, no. Let me defend myself. Finished 5 seconds before the episode started. Finished during the episode. Solo cup never had anything in it. I wanted to put water in it that I forgot. End of story.
Okay.
Yeah, and to be fair, I have two things. This had coffee in it when it started. And this has water.
Anyway, the Super Bowl's this week.
Super
That's the thing that's happening.
Bowl.
We'll talk a lot more about the Super
Super
Bowl once
Bowl.
it's happened and there are things to talk about. But yeah, obviously Chiefs and Eagles once again, a rematch of like 2 years ago. Yeah. So mostly we're just gonna pick the game and maybe talk about why we're picking who we're picking. I guess I'll start. I am picking the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my pick. I think that their defense is really good and can hold. And I think Saquon Barkley is really good. The Eagles did not have a running back like Saquon Barkley last time they played. For me, the game hinges on Jalen Hurts and what he produces. If Jalen Hurts plays the way he did against the Chiefs last time out in the Super Bowl, and you add Saquon to that, I think they come away with the win. I am worried about Jake
Howdy,
Elliott.
Bill.
I won't lie. I'm worried about Jake Elliott in the sense that he's not a very good kicker at the current moment, and you can't miss kicks against the Chiefs because they're just going to capitalize on that. I'm a little bit worried about the Chiefs. I don't know. The Chiefs D line is good, but that O line for Philly is fantastic. So I don't really know if I'm worried about Chris Jones wreaking havoc. He still will, but
The
not
issue
to
is
the
Chris
extent that
Jones on the interior. I mean, Mekhi Becton and Cam Jurgens have been good, but they're not that good. Jones is going
And
to eat
also
them.
hurt.
Right.
I'm
Dickerson's
not even
coming
sure
off a
Jurgens
big
is
injury.
playing.
Jurgens.
Oh,
No, he's playing. They're
I
playing, but
forgot
they're
about the
coming off
Dickerson
big
injury.
injuries.
Yeah. Chris Jones is
Dickerson's
going to
also playing.
murder
He's
that
coming off a
interior.
big injury. If Dickerson comes back and is good, then I don't think he'll murder it.
Well,
but
because
I
he'll
do
just
think-
line up on the other side and just go after Mekhi and Cam the whole game.
Yeah. We'll have
Chris
to see
Jones
what
can
the
just,
plan is
if
there. That's
if
really hard
Dickerson's
to
playing that
balance.
good, he can just go, you know what? I don't want to go against you. I'm going to step over here.
And the thing is,
I,
they put. Yeah.
I think another X factor in this game for me is Devontae Smith, because Trent McDuffie will most likely have AJ Brown and Alcatraz, because AJ Brown hasn't been good already in this playoff run, and
He was
he's
good in the
played
title game.
far worse corner. He was, but he's not done great against far worse corners, and you can blame that on Jalen Hurts being Jalen Hurts and not really looking to throw the football. But McDuffie is an all-pro corner. Like, I think that it's going to come down to what Devontae Smith can do against that secondary. It's going to come down to how the Chiefs adapt to Saquon. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle Saquon. I'm sure Spags will have some kind of weird stuff to throw at him that'll at least slow him down. I'm going to take the Chiefs the Eagles in a very, very close one. I think it is neck and neck the whole game. No real separation, back and forth, and the Eagles win. They get them this time. I don't know who wants to go next, but yeah, Philly this weekend.
I am going to go with the Chiefs as much as I don't want them to win. And that's not like I'm all of a sudden a Chiefs hater thing. I want Philly to win because it's a more entertaining thing for me. Because a team that is built entirely around their defense and run game winning a Super Bowl in an era where, it's all about who has the biggest weapon at quarterback
Hello, sis.
would feed me for generations, right? As like the old school, I like smash mouth football guy, the Eagles are a team that I want to see succeed. However, what concerns me is these two teams are very, if not evenly matched, at least very close defensively. You have the the second and third greatest defensive minds I've seen in my lifetime, with Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo going head to head with super talented defensive lineups that are great at all three levels. And that is for both sides. Both sides great at all three levels. So what this comes down to is the offense. And while obviously the Eagles have the better offensive line and they have the better running back, the Chiefs have arguably the most talented thrower of the football in NFL history, and Jalen Hurts on the other side of the ball has been mediocre, if not a little bit above average this year. So when it comes down to the defenses are neck and neck, and we're talking about who's going to outdo who offensively, I have a lot more faith in Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes than I have in Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore, or even Kellen Moore and Saquon Barkley, if we want to put it that way. Because the Chiefs, they don't have the name value, but their run game's been damn good. You know, it's gotten the job done. Kareem Hunt has stepped up for them. He's been very good. Isaiah Pacheco's been getting work done. Samaje Perine sealed the game last year. I know that wasn't necessarily on the ground, but he can still make plays out of the backfield. And we have Travis Kelce making his like weird Jason Witten-esque plays where he's just open and then somehow gets 20 yards because teams are scared to tackle him. I don't know. I just have more faith in Kansas City's offense than I do in Philadelphia's offense, as much as it pains me to say it. Because, like, I just went and looked at the numbers. I was really hoping I'd see, like, Kansas City had a bad run defense. They didn't. They were, like, top 10, borderline top 10 in the league in rushing yards allowed and rushing EPA per play allowed. So, good run defense. They're going to put a lot of stress on Saquon. They're going to stack the box, and they have the personnel to do it. So, you're going to basically say, Jalen Hurts, we want you to beat us. This is, you need to step up and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I love Jalen Hurts, but given what we've seen out of him, I don't think that's necessarily something he's capable of right now. Now, I would love to be wrong. I would be the happiest I've ever been to be wrong if the Eagles come out, pull off something, they grind the fuck out of the clock, they run all over the Chiefs. Saquon has like this legacy game, won Super Bowl MVP, you know, a lot of 21 personnel, that type of thing. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. I really do think it's just going to come down to, you know, what offense is going to do more when they have the ball in their hands, who's going to be more consistent, who's going to pick up chunk plays. And I trust Mahomes to do that a lot more than I trust Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, dude, how do you pick against Mahomes in the Super Bowl? The only guy who ever beats him who's ever beat him is Brady.
The greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah. And I get you were talking about the Eagles offense and their weapons, and running game Eagles is by far better. But I get that like AJ Brown is the best receiver on the field. But the Chiefs receiving core is so deep where the Eagles have AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and then nobody. Nobody else scares you. The Chiefs will run out there and have, you know, D-Hop making plays, and Travis Kelce, and Noah Gray, and Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy, and Juju Smith-Schuster. And, like, they're just... Juju's not great, but he'll still give you 100 yards because he just is actually consistently good at football. He's
31-yard pickup last week.
Yeah, like, the Chiefs are, while maybe lacking name value, they are super talented, and they're the best coach team in football by far. Like, I know Andy Reid's never on coach of the year lists because everybody knows who Andy Reid is, but he's been the best coach in football for a decade. Like, he just has been. I get it. Belichick was still in the league at that point, but we're talking about the entire Chiefs tenure of Andy Reid, and he was getting to AFC championship games with Alex Smith the entire time. Like, the Chiefs have been insane, and I can't pick the Eagles, who have not looked that great against anybody except for Washington, who they should look great against. Washington, I don't know how Washington got there other than Jaden Daniels' aura and the power of friendship, and Saquon's better than that.
Jared Goofball also.
Right. But, like, I don't know. The Eagles seem to have it, but are also just missing something. And I don't want to say it's just the quarterback position, but, like, I think it's more Kellen Moore. I don't think he can run an offense very well. And he definitely doesn't use the skill set of his team, except for Saquon. But, like, Kellen Moore also used Zeke really well. So Kellen Moore knows how to drop a run. That's good, I guess. But, like, yeah, Philly's defense is really good, but I just don't care. Like, Mahomes just bullies good defenses all the time. It's never mattered. Unless Philly becomes that Bucks team from a couple years ago and can just get infinite pressure, while also having perfect coverage on every play, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Because this isn't that same Chiefs team either. I don't think Kelsey drops 7 passes this time. And I don't think any of the receivers go Tyreek about it and don't have a catch. Like, I don't know if I can really see a world where the Chiefs don't win this one. I don't know. I'm going the
Fair.
Chiefs.
Well, yeah, it seems like the podcast is leaning towards the three-peat. Hopefully those two are wrong. Hopefully I'm right. And Jalen Hurts walks away with a Super Bowl ring. And
God, I don't
Saquon
want to deal with Philly fans
and
again.
Saquon and Kari walk away with a Super Bowl ring. And
That's
Zach
why I want
Bond
Philly
walks
to
away
win.
with
That's
a Super
fair.
That's
Bowl
the only reason why I
ring,
care.
And AJ
That's fair.
Brown. I love the Eagles. I love their players.
No, I want the
I'd be
Eagles to
glad to
win
see them
for
win a ring.
Saquon, but I just don't want to deal with Eagles fans, so go Chiefs.
Does Vic Fangio have a Super Bowl?
No.
He needs one too.
Chicago and Denver, he wouldn't have won one.
Gotta get
Miami.
Nope. Gotta get him one. So yeah, that is our Super Bowl picks. That were the RTN awards. We talked about basketball. I believe that's what we got for y'all. So yeah. Geek is not gonna leave his chair. So if you want to hop over to the Geek Slays on Twitch when you're listening to this, go ahead and he'll still be live. Trust me. There's no getting out of that. So yeah, go check over at his stream. Maybe give him some money so he stays on the stream forever, and maybe gets a low taper fade. Anyway, hopefully he gets a low taper fade someday in the near future. But yeah, that's all we got.
There's
We
no
love you guys.
guarantee that's the haircut.
We're very Oh, it will be. Trust me.
That's not how that works.
I'll be disguised as the barber doing your haircut.
I
You'll
will
never see it
definitely
coming.
know the difference. Don't
You'll
worry.
never see it coming. Trust me. But we love you guys. We obviously the RTN Awards is a big thing that involved you guys. You guys stepped up. You guys voted. You guys gave us nominees. So we thank you guys for that. Yeah, Geese keeping the GOAT trophy. What a coincidence, am I right? Yeah, he's not happy about it. You can tell he just was begging somebody else to take it. But here we are. Yeah, obviously, we love you guys. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a rate, give us a review. 5 stars preferably. If you don't like us, don't review us. We don't need the numbers to drop. So if you don't like us, just internalize those thoughts and don't put them on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, give us a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications so you never miss an episode. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.